Hello, and welcome to today's podcast. We will be talking today on what graduates are missing to succeed in the job market. Have you ever done everything right? Got the degrees, followed the rules, applied for job consistently, and still found yourself stuck? Today, I'm going to tell you a story. A real story about a graduate who applied for over 150 jobs, went through more than 50 interviews, and still didn't get hired. But this isn't just her story, it may be yours. Her name is Danzy, a 28 years old graduate who contacted me on my social media page to share her education to job search nightmare. Danzy graduated with a strong degree from a good higher education institution. She did all the internships, she took the online courses, she followed all the advice we've been told works. After graduation, she was confident. She believed, like many of us, that if you work hard and consistently, you will succeed. So she started applying. Weeks after, months followed. At first, it was exciting. She got her first interview, then another, then more. But something strange started happening. No offers, just emails like, "We regret to inform you that we have decided to move forward with another candidate." So 2 years later, Danzy had applied for over 150 jobs, and she had over 50 interviews and still nothing. So at this point, many people don't just feel rejected, but they feel confused. But what is really going on? So what went wrong with Danzy's situation? Because Danzy wasn't unqualified. In fact, getting over 50 interviews simply explains the opposite. But here is the truth most people don't talk about. The job market has changed, and many graduates are still playing by the old rules. So let's get some tips to understand how today's job market works. First, we have what is called the experience trap. Today's entry role jobs often require experience. Yes, I did say experience, experience for entry roles. Graduates are often trapped in a circle whereby you need experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience. So Danzy faced this again and again. Secondly, what to note about today's degree versus the job market is that our degrees are no longer enough. A degree simply shows you've learned something, a basic knowledge in a domain. But employers want proof of what you can do. How can you apply what you've learned? They ask questions like, can you use this AI tool? Can you resolve this problem? Or can you troubleshoot at the workplace? What contributions can you offer immediately to get this business or the company ahead? So Dandy had knowledge, but enough real-world demonstration was lagging. We equally need to understand another reality. There are too many applicants for just a few job roles. In one role, there were over 800 applicants. So think about that. Even if you're good, how do you stand out? We need to ask ourselves this question because most graduates look the same on paper. They have the same degrees, they have the similar resumes with similar keywords, but recruiters will always choose those who show more than credentials. That's what we have to understand. Another important reality is the hidden filter or automation that goes with resumes. Before a recruiter even sees your CV, software is filtering it already. If your resume doesn't match certain keywords, you're out. So Danzy later realized Some of her applications were never even seen by a human. Next aspect to consider is the focus. Lack of focus. At one point, Danzy admitted something important. She was applying to everything. We don't need to apply to everything. We don't need to be all over the place. She was applying for different roles, different industries, different direction, and that made her look unfocused and unserious. Employers doesn't hire just skills, but they hire clarity. We need to understand it. However, at a certain time, after a long period of time, like 2 years, something changed in Danzy's life. This was a turning point in her life, in her job search. The markets didn't change, the companies didn't change. Danzy simply changed her approach. She stopped applying randomly. She chose one path. She started building real-world projects, practical skills, a portfolio that showed what she could actually do. She worked on her storytelling. Instead of saying things like, I studied this, she started saying, here's what I built. Here's the impact. This is what I've achieved in practical terms. And this is something that most graduates avoid. Most graduates like telling you what they study, but employers want to hear what you can build, the impact you can create. That's what employers want to hear. So she started networking, talking to people. She started building relationships, getting visibility, and slowly things change. Not overnight, but consistently. So, what lessons have you learned from Danzy's story? If you're listening to this podcast and thinking like I do, this sounds like you or like me. Some of the lessons I think we should take home from this podcast are the first, a degree is just the starting point. It opens doors, but it doesn't get you hired. Secondly, skills beat certificates. Employers want proof, not just paper. Third, focus creates opportunity. Pick a direction and go deep. Fourth, visibility matters more than you think. Opportunities don't just come from applications, they come from connections. Next, strategy beats volume. Putting in 150 applications didn't work, but a smart approach did. So Danzy's story isn't about failure, it's about misalignment. She wasn't lacking potential, she was just using the wrong strategies for today's job market. And once she adjusted, everything started to change. If this episode resonates with you, then you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not stuck. If you want more insights like this on AI, data careers, and how to actually become job ready, follow this podcast. And if you are serious about building real world skills, check out TCDEMI, where we focus on practical learning that gets results. Until next time, don't just chase jobs, build value and let opportunities chase you. I am Dr. Silva for TCDEMI. Thank you.